guys, we are in the Denver airport as I fly back to meet up with the Cosmic Baseball Tour. Had a week off, went to Hawaii for a wedding, for a family wedding, and now we're meeting the team back in Louisville, Kentucky. 2 games, Friday, Saturday. It's June 18th. We play June 19th and 20th at Louisville Slugger Park. So, I'm going to try and get this podcast in real quick. A little travel day for me. Flew about 6.5, 7 hours from Honolulu to Denver, and then we got a 2.5 hour and a 2 hour flight to Louisville with currently the ending of a 3-ish hour layover. But yeah, guys, welcome back. If you tuned into episode 34, thank you. If you didn't, thank you. Today we do episode 35. Alright, I was with Breland, and I am your host, Breland. We talk about baseball, life, faith, mindset, and lessons we learn along our life journey. And today is probably one of the most powerful concepts in baseball, but also in life, and it's called the next pitch mentality. It's called win. What's important now, and that is the next pitch mentality. But there's no greater pitch than the pitch right now, which is that next pitch. Because no matter who you are, you're going to strike out, you're going to make errors, you're going to miss opportunities, you're going to have moments you wish you could take back. But what separates the great players and the great people isn't avoiding mistakes or not taking the risk, but it's taking the risk, and it's learning how to move forward. It's learning how to fail. And it's one pitch at a time. So, we all know baseball is a game of failure. Baseball is a very unique game. It could be a slow game, it could be a fast game, it's a very strategic game. A hitter can fail 7 out of 10 times and still be considered elite and basically a Hall of Famer. Think about it. In most areas of life, a 30% success rate in life is terrible, and you'll never have a job. You'll never get a job. Your boss, your business cannot succeed on a 30% success rate. But in baseball, shit, you make Ohtani money of $700+ million, right? You get into the Hall of Fame. Your name is in the record books forever. Why? Because baseball teaches us that failure isn't final, it's information. Failure is information. Failure is feedback. It's part of the process. It's part of learning, it's part of growing, it's part of becoming better. The best players aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who don't let failure follow them into the next at bat. They're the ones who fail and try one more time. They're the ones who fail and take the risk one more time, but they learn from the previous mistake. Alright? So we're not going to carry the last pitch into this next pitch. Because if we dwell on the previous pitch, we carry that energy, we carry that flow, we carry that focus into this next pitch. So we've all seen it happen. A player strikes out looking, the frustration builds. The next at bat comes around and they're still thinking about the last one. You're not present. You're not focused. You're living in the past. You're living on the previous pitch. You're still dwelling on something that you could learn from, move on, reset, take a breath, breathe and go. Right? It affects everything. Life works the same way. Sometimes we're carrying old mistakes, old disappointments, old relationships, old regrets. Right? We replay them over and over and over again. We create anxiety and worries that are unnecessary and things that we can't control. Basically, it's about controlling what you can control. And you can control your mindset. You can control what you think about it. You can control what you say. And you can control your actions, your attitude, and your effort. Right? You can't win today's at bat while living in yesterday's innate. The last pitch is gone. It's done with. We learn, we move on. The only pitch you can do something about is the one in front of you, the one that's coming at you right now. And so, like I said, we move into the controllables. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever received was simple: control what you can control. Easier said than done, I get it. But the more we mentally repeat it to ourselves and we kind of review the things that have happened and we'll be like, can I control it or can I not? Like, you ask that question to yourself. Can I control it or can I not control it? And if you can't control it, you learn, you move on. If you can control it, then you need to see why it's affecting you and how you can make that situation better for yourself. You can't control the umpire's call. You can't control the weather. You can't control the bounce of the ball. You can't control playing time. You can't control the lineup. The only way you control playing time is by controlling your attitude and effort. You show up every day, you learn, you get better, and you show up with a great attitude. Coaches want people with great attitudes, great work ethic, and stick to the process and the process of getting better. If you improve, your playing time is going to go up. Right? So let's control our effort, our preparation, our attitude, our response, and our energy. The players who last the longest aren't obsessed with outcomes. They're obsessed with the process. They are committed to the process. They focus on winning the moments they can control. They focus on barrel to ball during tee work, barrel to ball during front toss. They control the hustle that they give. Right? They control the focus. Is it intentional focus or is it lackadaisical focus? That's the things that win. And that's what you need to focus on, is winning the moments that you can control. And over time, those moments stack up. And that's why I like to say we're stacking days. Keep stacking days 1% better. The more you stack days, it's like investing in your investment portfolio. There's compounding interest. The more you compound the process, the preparation, the skills that you're building, the better you're going to get, the bigger they're going to get, the better opportunities you're going to get, the bigger investment, and the bigger results you'll get. Because in pressure situations, you'll come up clutch. So, it's up to you. Now we'll talk about a little bit of resetting, the power of resetting, the reset button. Because we all need a reset after a failed attempt, after a failure, after a mistake. Right? The great athletes, the great business people, they have a reset button. And it's not a start over button, it's more of a refresh button. Right? After a strikeout, reset. After an error, reset. After a bad game, reset. How do you reset? Breathe before you act. Breathe before you think. Breathe before you move. That's how you reset. Deep breath. Eye on the barrel. Eye on the pocket of the gloves. Eye on the things that create success. The great ones don't ignore mistakes. They learn from them. Then they let it go and they get ready for the next pitch. It's a hit it to me mentality. It's a don't pitch it there mentality or else I will crush it. Right? So what if we all got better at resetting? Imagine if we could forget the past after we learn from it. How great life would be. What if we stopped allowing one bad moment to define an entire day? Right? Like if you had 10,000 minutes a day, I don't know the math, but if you had 10,000 minutes every day, and those minutes were dollars, would you let and someone took away $10 from you, would you let that $10 ruin the rest of your $9,990? No, right? You wouldn't let $10 affect you. So don't let 10 minutes of a failure, of a mistake, of a mishap ruin your day. Learn from it, move on, continue having a great day. One bad day to define an entire week. Don't let it happen. One setback to define an entire future. You are more than your worst inning. A fallback is only a setup for a comeback. Okay? You are more than your biggest mistake. It's about taking action. It's about becoming the best person you can be. It's not what you say, but it's what you do. The more action you put into it, the less you gotta say, because your actions show for itself. Okay, the story is never over. So become the best version you can be by becoming better every single day at the craft that you enjoy, at the craft you love. And how do you do that? By focusing on what you can control and focusing the process. How do you become better? Focus on the hows. Last but not least, guys, bringing faith into everything. Faith over fear. Faith over fear of failure. Because it's fear that holds us back, honestly. It's fear that keeps us from striving for our best self, because we're thinking about what others think if we fail. We're thinking about, oh, if I don't do this, then I might not get the promotion. No, it's not about the don't. It's just do it. Take action and do it. Be intentional with everything. Positive mindset, next pitch mentality, hit it to me mentality. Okay, faith teaches us the same lesson baseball does. We weren't created to carry every burden, every regret, and every failure. We're meant to surrender those things. Surrender. Let them go. To trust that God can redeem what we thought was ruined. To believe that every setback can become a setup for something greater. Because it is true, the best is yet to come. Stay focused. Stay faithful. Sometimes the next pitch isn't just about baseball, but it's about believing there's still a purpose ahead. And your purpose is serving others. That's literally every human's purpose. How can we serve others to create a better world for myself and for them? Right? It's about choosing hope over fear. It's about trusting that God is never finished with your story. And that all it takes is one more step. One more step, one more step, one more step. Just keep moving forward. So guys, in closing, I know it's quick, but you can replay all of this, so that's the cool part. But in closing, guys, we've all been there. I've been there. I've been through tough times, through the struggles, through the darkest of times. But whatever you're facing right now, a tough season, a missed opportunity, a setback, a loss, remember this. Take a breath. Reset. Refocus. Trust your process. If not, write down your process if you don't know your process. Write down your goal and then write down the process. How are you going to attain that goal? And that's what you're sticking to. Trust God. Trust your faith. Trust yourself. And attack the next pitch. Attack the next task. Attack the next process. Because life doesn't require perfection. No one's perfect. Literally, no one is perfect. And people that judge perfection or judge someone that isn't perfect themselves. So it shouldn't matter what the hell they say. All that requires of you is perseverance, discipline, and a lot of gratitude. The more gratitude you have, the more present you can be in your process. The more present you can be in your life, the more present you can be with the next pitch. So I leave you with this verse. A letter to the Philippians from Paul the Apostle. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heaven. So we focus on the goal. We stick to the process. And if we don't know the process, we write it down. If there's a process and it hasn't worked, we pivot, we find another process. So guys, thanks again for joining me. I uploaded episode 34 to YouTube and Spotify. If you have questions, please DM me. You can follow me at @thereal_smoothking. My YouTube is youtube.com/Almadova50. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you hanging with me for the 10-15 minutes I was literally on here. Kind of zooming through this podcast so I can get back to my travels. But I took the time to get it done. It took a little discipline, took a little uncomfortability to do it in front of, people. Like, I gotta do it. So, who cares? I don't know them. I'll never see them again. Right? So that's a fear that I'm overcoming is public speaking. We're doing things for you because it's about helping others. And who cares? It doesn't matter. So, thank you guys. Signing out. I'll see you in Louisville, Kentucky, where the glow emojis look to sweep another weekend. So, appreciate you all. God bless. And the best is yet to come. Love you guys.